Well, it's been more than a week since Hurricane Hanna hit the valley. For many, the cleanup process is far from over. This morning, we have a warning from experts before you start rebuilding. Joining us with that advice is Channel 5's John Paul Barajas. Now, John Paul, these tips come from experience.
That's right, Gabby. We've seen it in back-to-back years, the June floods, people getting ripped off as they're trying to get their homes back in order. Now, after a hurricane, we wanted to get people tips before they start the hiring process. Now in our third straight year of devastating flooding in our communities, sites like these aren't unfamiliar. And neither are the complaints of botched or unfinished repair jobs once the streets are clear.
The worst horror story is where people pay money up front and then the guy leaves and they never see him again and he takes off with their money. That's why it's so important that people take the right steps.
Dolores Salinas with the Better Business Bureau explains it's natural to want to get things fixed as soon as possible, but rushing into things with a contractor without doing your homework can often lead to more stress and additional financial loss. Adding the most important thing to do is
make sure that you do have a written contract, that contract details everything that's going to be done in regard to the work that needs to be done on your home.
She says verbal agreements can be treated like they never happened, so don't rely on them. You should be careful when hiring contractors any time of the year, but more so after a disaster strikes. She believes if they aren't already here, we will be seeing out-of-town repairmen looking for work soon, which isn't a bad thing. The workload might be too much for our local guys.
During this time when we have a disaster, when we have damage like this, we are going to see people say that they can fix your roof. You should take your time to check them out.
Salinas advises to interview multiple candidates, get written estimates, and discuss a payment plan. This way you can pay in phases of the job. You'll be able to see if the work being done is to your liking, and the contractor will get paid as he goes. Salinas also recommends limiting down payments to 10%. Again, the most important thing to do is to get everything in writing. That way you can hold the contractor to their word. Salinas also recommends looking for accredited contractors on the BBB's website. Live in McAllen, John Paul Barajas, Channel 5 News, this morning.